We are completing our 10-day trip in Israel with the Palm Beach Synagogue. And the first day we arrived, the very first place we went to was Yad Vashem, Israel's National Holocaust Memorial. And we learned, of course, about the tragic fate of the 6 million. Today, on our last day of our trip, as we get ready to come back to Palm Beach, we went to an Israeli Air Force base and learned about the pilots and the missions that they carry out, particularly during the last war in Gaza. In this week's Torah portion, Moshe Rabbeinu recounts how he came down from the mountain, he saw the Jewish people worshiping the golden calf, and he smashed the tablets. And our rabbis tell us that when the Jewish people traveled throughout the desert, luchos v'shivrei luchos monachim ba'aron, the new tablets that God told Moses in this week's parsha to recreate, and the old tablets were both lying in the ark. But the difference between the new tablets and the old tablets were that the old tablets were the work of God. The second tablets, God said, I want you to carve out, chisel out for yourself a new set of tablets. And the question is twofold. First of all, why did the Jewish people have to carry the broken shards of the first set of tablets with them in the ark? And second of all, why is it that the second tablets, God said, I want you to chisel out Moshe Rabbeinu? And our rabbis give us a very profound answer. And they say that God said, you smashed the first tablets because you did not labor or toil over its creation. Therefore, I want you to personally chisel out the second set of tablets. And that's why the broken tablets accompany the Jewish people in the desert, to remind them that sometimes it's through the brokenness that we're able to create something new and magnificent. It is through the broken shards in our lives that sometimes we find the greatest discoveries and wealth and success and richness in life. And when we traveled through the land of Israel over the 10 days, we saw the truth of that statement. That it was from the greatest tragedy in human and Jewish history that came the greatest blessing of the return to the land of Israel after 1900 years. And from our very first day on this trip, we began with Yad Vashem, because the memory of the past is what inspires the present and the future here in the land of Israel. It is the brokenness that we carry with us, the memories of the 6 million and all those generations of Jews who only dreamt to come to the land of Israel, that Moshe Rabbeinu and the Jewish people are able to create a new set of tablets. The creation of man, inspired and directed by God. Today when we went to the Israel Air Force, they told us that a year ago, for the first time since the creation of the modern state of Israel, the Israeli Air Force conducted in Germany joint operations with the German Air Force. And they showed us photographs of Israeli pilots training with German pilots. And then they showed us a very moving scene where a formation of 5 jets, 3 Israeli and 2 German, flew over Dachau, and in the air over the Dachau concentration camp held a memorial for the 6 million, taking artifacts of the Holocaust with them into the airspace and reciting special prayers and memorials for those who perished in the Holocaust. And the young Israeli Air Force pilot who told us the story said that for the Air Force this was a very moving moment, because we returned to Germany, but we returned as a proud nation, a nation with its own land, a nation with its own Air Force, and the ability to now say loud and clear to the whole world, Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people are alive, and Am Yisrael LaNetzach, the Jewish people will survive for eternity, and we will rise up from the ashes, from the brokenness, and recreate ourselves anew, and we will show the world that we have the strength not only to prevail and persevere, but to protect Am Yisrael from any danger that may come. This is the story of the Jewish people that we've witnessed just in the past 10 days. I invite everyone, as soon as you have the ability, come to Israel. Your brothers and sisters here are waiting for you. They will welcome you with open arms. They will be overjoyed to see you. You will find this warm, vibrant, loving country awaits you and embraces you as it has each and every one of us.